So over the last, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years, I came to the conclusion that in order to be successful in any type of online commerce, you have to have the ability to to operate through your fingers as fast as you can think something up, right? So let's say you your your mind works by processing tasks basically in your working memory. And what happens is you think of a certain task, you call up a script using your frontal cortex, you call it up from a deep structure in your brain called the basal ganglia. And what you do is you use your frontal cortex to basically sift through these scripts that are built into your basal ganglia, which is your dopaminergic system. It controls your physical patterns. It has different scripts for different types of physical patterns. But what happens is when we're on our computers, we get distracted very easily. And if our computer basically slows down, or if we can't execute a task in time, it's easy to forget what we were doing. So if you look at this, look, I have 5 browsers open in the side. I'm using Linux, but these are all, look at how fast I can basically go through them, right? And for each one, I have an extension called Site Launcher. I set the shortcut, which I can teach you guys how to do later. Um, but for each one, I see how I press Alt A and then A again to reload it. These are all the apps I use. So if I want to get to say Converge Hub, I would just press Alt A to launch this, and then I would press R. And this is where I have all my CRMs. Like, okay, so you can see that's my Converge Hub desktop flow track, and you can see it automatically logs me in because I use LastPass. Um, what else? Yeah, just you can see how I can just launch things and go between, like, for each browser, I have a different set of sorry, I have a different set of SaaS applications that I use, and I use them for all my different processes. See, like, find niche, Facebook audience insights, find niche. This is all for like audience research and campaign design development, basically. And these are all my keyword research tools. These are my link. Link shorteners kind of doesn't really do them justice. Like, what's that? V. So if I go to utm.io, uh, I don't have auto login for this, so I'm gonna have to. So I'm not gonna use this one, but um, like, say I want to go to my billing. I keep all my billing apps. That's a booking app, but see, like, Invoice Crowd. This is my one of my accounting systems for one of my divisions. This is one of my booking apps. This is another one of my booking apps called Book Like a Boss. Yeah, so you see, I just launch this thing and it just launches URLs for me. The way that I can go like down like this is I use virtual desktops, and I also use the once the browsers are launched, I can just go Windows key and then 1 2 3 4. Like, you see how those pop up? So 1 2 3 4. And the way you create virtual desktops is you go Control Alt. So wait, say I'm at the bottom. So say I'm at 5. Control Alt and then down, and then it'll create a new desktop. You know what I mean? Control Alt down. That's how you create desktops, and then you can just switch between these. Um, Learn how to set keyboard shortcuts for your Chrome extensions. It's not that hard. There's a few other keyboard shortcuts you have to know, like to highlight the address bar. The goal is to reach for the mouse as little as possible, or to switch between mouse and keyboard as little as possible. So look, if I can highlight the address bar by going Control, boom, instead of having to reach over to my mouse and like slowly drag it up each time. And if you're using a laptop, it's even worse because you have to, like, it's just imprecise and it wastes time, and it's unnecessary switching between the mouse and the keyboard. So if I go here, I forget which URL. Oh yeah. You type in Chrome colon // extensions. Okay, and all these browsers that I use, Brave, Chromium, Chrome, Opera, Vivaldi, those all allow you to use Chrome extensions. Okay, so any extension that works on Chrome is going to work on Vivaldi, Chromium, Brave, etc. So once you're here, once you're at Chrome colon backslash extensions, keyboard shortcuts, okay? And then site, you want to go down to Site Launcher. That's the one that you have to install from the Chrome Web Store. So you just Google Chrome Web Store, type in Site Launcher, and then you see how I have it Alt A here. That's all you need to do. Just hit that little edit button, click Alt, or smash Alt A, and then that pops up. And then what I did was, the way I can get to this is because I actually took the link that's built in. If you delete it by accident, you just copy this, and then you set that as the URL here. And if I go to my A key, and I'm going to teach you guys how to use all these apps. Like, these are proposal apps, the note-taking apps. This is an entire ERP system. This is an integration app. C shortcuts, A, if I double click that, Chrome -- Site Launcher, I guess that works too. But yeah, that's basically it. That's how I did that. And I did that, set that up for each of the browsers. So look, each of the browsers, I have that Site Launcher. And it goes a lot deeper than this. See, that one I just copied and pasted the link there, but that's where you set the key, A. So in the Chrome settings, extensions, keyboard shortcuts, that's where I set the Alt A. And then inside the actual app, I set the shortcut key cut to A. And that just lets me set all the short links. So this basically lets me just launch anything, like without having to go type in the. See, these are all my apps. If I go to my socials, or Opera, which is most of my social accounts, but I also have, like, where are my research tools actually? Are those up here? No, this is my socials. I'm still getting used to it, like, it takes time. Like, look at these papers, okay? This is me mapping out all my keyboard shortcuts. Double-sided, because I got 5 browsers, right? So these are all the apps that I'm using. See, this is like my billing and my creative. Those are my creative design apps, and also my company research apps. Tech Tracker lets you track all the technologies that a company is using. Find That Lead lets you type in a domain. You can find all the emails for all the people whose emails are registered to those domains. I'll walk you through these apps. These are like top of the line SaaS apps. Man, some of these are fucking nice. These are like enterprise level accounting systems and shit, Like, this is Chromium. Let me go to Chromium. Let me just show you one of my accounting systems, because I got like so many. And if I turn off dark mode, I just use dark mode because, see, it's a little bright, but income and expenses. This is one of my accounting systems. Invoices. I'll teach you guys how to use this. You don't have to be an accounting expert. Like, I have an accounting degree. I know all these things are like second nature to me. But even with that knowledge, to understand how all these things work together, how all the transactions map to each of these entities, projects, accounts, how to set up a general ledger, how to set up a chart of accounts. Like, look at this. This is the chart of accounts. Looks pretty complicated, right? And I mean, it can be, if you're not used to it. But like, let me show you this cool app. This is called Workium. What it does is, so yeah, my system that I use is called Browser Instinct. Let me type this in real quick. And what it does is, it's basically designed to make your thought process map perfectly to your fingertips, so that you can, instead of getting distracted like by like all the stuff that I said, manually typing in URLs, getting stuck, like, just basically, if you're operating on your computer slower than your thinking process, your cognitive load is going to get too overloaded, because you're trying to recall tasks. that you've passed through, and then you're gonna get distracted, and you're gonna also lose. Just you're gonna become, what's the word?